kind of the way it is. Let's go ahead and talk about Bitstream mining to list on the Nasdaq right after I take a sip out of my BBT coffee cup. All right. The small miner has bought 5,000 used Canaan mining rigs and has an agreement to host Bitmain S19 Pros in Texas. Look at that. This is north. That almost looks like the same warehouse we were in with ProDirect Mining. The latest crypto miner to go public in US-based Bitstream Mining as its owner, Agora Digital Holdings, plans an initial public offering on the Nasdaq. According to a Wednesday IPO prospectus filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Agora will list under the ticker DeFi with a pro forma total stockholders equity of $53 million, but has not announced the share price, the prospectus said. Agora booked a $3.3 million loss the 9-month ended December 31st, 2021, according to prospectus. The listing and ticker is still pending regulatory approval. Agora has invested $7.2 million to set up operations for Bitstream, including buying 5,000 used Canaan Avalon Miner 841 mining rigs for $1.35 million, according to today's filings. About $2.4 million of that was a payment to a power management firm, including a down payment to an energy supplier, said a September 2021 SEC filing. The firm has agreed to spend another $6 million to buy energy, order miners, and develop mining infrastructure, the prospectus said. Starting November 2021, 550 of the Avalon miners are in operation, the prospectus said. The firm expects to deploy Bitmain S19 Pro miners, currently one of the best on the market, through a third-party hosting service provided by Elite Mining by the end of Q2 2022, it said in the prospectus. ECO Arc Holdings, Zest, which owns 90.1% of Agora shares, will hold on to 74% of Agora's equity after the listing, said the prospectus. Approximately 3 months following this public offering, ECO Arc is what I'm going to call them, is expected to spin off 80% of its Agora stock it holds, 33,336,997 shares, to ECO Arc security holders as a stock dividend. After the stock dividend, 77% of Agora stock will be held by public shareholders, and the firm will act independently from ECO Arc, according to the IPO prospectus. Bitstream has signed a letter of intent with a power broker to obtain 12 megawatts of electricity in West Texas, and is expecting to buy another 48 megawatts in the next 6 to 12 months, according to the IPO. The firm has also signed a 30 megawatt letter of intent for a second site at an undisclosed location and is negotiating definitive agreements for energy. Under its September 2021 hosting agreement, Elite Mining will supply the Bitmain S19 Pro miners, host the data centers, and operate the machines. Bitstream will replace the Bitmain S19 Pros with its own as soon as it can fund them, including possibly buying Elite Mining's rigs, said the agreement. Though through the agreement, Bitstream would take advantage of 6 megawatts of energy worth during a beta testing phase set to last until mid-January of 2022, said the September filing. This really highlights essentially the way miners are acquiring space and power and not necessarily being able to fill it up all the way. And this is something I'm looking at as well, personally. It's very difficult to do this. I know ProDirect, I talked to them, they're doing this as well. The strategy is get the power, get the infrastructure, build that out, rent that power and infrastructure out until you can build up enough to purchase all your own miners. And it's an interesting strategy because you basically are able to just start pulling rentals off or purchasing them from the people that are renting that space from you. You're able to utilize all the power, have additional revenue, and that sort of thing. So One of the things that I'm looking at, and I think like a lot of different miners are looking at too, is if we have additional power, but we can't afford the capital to fill it all the way up with mining rigs, whether that be GPU, ASIC, and so on, you could set up some sort of hosting facility and host it out. And being in the area you're in, if you're in a low cost power area, could be a business that is viable and is something to look into. So pretty cool. It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. So I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I'm definitely trying. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.